As we all know, 2020 was a shit show. Hey guys. Okay, what was that? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Deborah, or Deb, or Debbie, or Deborah. You can call me whatever floats your boat, as long as it kind of sounds like my actual name. And I make YouTube videos right here on the YouTube. I don't know what that was about, excuse me. I'm feeling super hyper. Well, not like hyper, I'm just feeling good right now. I don't know, I don't think it's the coffee, because I drink this type of coffee every morning and it usually doesn't make me feel this way, but I'm in just such a good, grateful mood, you know what I'm saying? But speaking of what this video is going to be about, I just thought that I would sit down, and obviously as the title says, I would sit down and chat with you guys about 2020 in review, almost, but kind of not really, but pretty much what I learned from the year 2020 and what I will be bringing with me into, or what I'm planning, or what I've brought with me into the year 2021. As we all know, 2020 was a shit show for lack of a better word. It was just messy. It was a gong show. So many things happened that sometimes, like, you know, when you're like on social media and people are like kind of doing, you know, everything that happened in 2020, you're like, oh my god, yes, this happened. That's to tell you the amount of stuff that happened that kind of clouds the other incredible things that also happened in the year. I was thinking about, I was sat down yesterday and I was kind of thinking about it, and I was, you know what, 2020 was a great year. And usually when we say great, we mean it to be like positive. We associate like a positive connotation to it. But if you think about it, 2020 was actually a great year, although not in a good way. Great in the sense that a lot of mind-blowing things happen. A lot of things where it's like, what? Yeah, happened in 2021, and that is what I mean by great. And if we're being honest, 2020 was a great year for some people, as in positive connotation great, because they made a ton of money and their business grew, or whatever the case might be. And in the same vein, on the flip side, it was an awful year for a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs, businesses, loved ones, and fell into a hole that they're still trying to get out of. And I guess it's with that tone that I'm sitting here and just trying to talk about how my 2020 was. I think a lot of us started the year with so many goals and hopes and aspirations and things we wanted to get done. I certainly did. But in the matter of a few days, all of that just changed. You know, I remember sitting at work and just kind of thinking about, you know, just kind of reading through the news and thinking, oh, it's not going to get to Canada. You know, the virus is not going to get to Canada. And then next thing you know, it's in Ontario. It's in Quebec. Next thing you know, it's in my province. Next thing you know, it's in my city. And the next thing you know, the entire province went into a state of emergency and we had to stay home. And I lost my job. And I had to navigate this new reality where it's like, oh, okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna take care of myself, and all those questions. And obviously that got figured out because I was able to take care of myself, thankfully. Thankfully, I live in a country where the government actually cares about its people and is willing to give you some kind of stimulus or incentive to stay at home, just kind of help you stay afloat somewhat, you know, during this entire mess. I'm not saying it was a perfect system, but it helped in a way. It helped a lot for a lot of people. I feel like it was helpful and was better than nothing. And so at a point I was kind of okay during lockdown and quarantine, and I was using that time to work on my YouTube, post more videos, and be you know, just kind of get more into my YouTube channel and Instagram. And then life happened and I lost a loved one. And to this day, it's still, grief is something that just doesn't go away. It just kind of gets duller and duller, but it's still there. And that just kind of spiraled into a whole bunch of other issues for me. And yeah, it was a tough year. It was a very tough year, and I don't want to sit here and recount all of the mess that was 2020 because it was a hot mess. But the point of this video is to say that above all, we're still here. You know, we might not be exactly where we want, but we are still here. And I am a firm believer of the fact that when there's life, there is hope, and that things happen for a reason, and that we're still alive and hopefully healthy-ish for a reason. And if we're still alive, there's still a chance that things will get better, things will be good. And so at the end of 2020, when I was just kind of thinking about the year and just writing down, you know, all my feelings and my goals for the new year, the only main thing that stuck out to me is that I always just need to count my blessings. Because here's the thing, in the midst of the pandemic, I was able to move to a different province, a different city. I was able to start my graduate program, albeit it was online, which is not what I had envisioned when I thought about going back to school. And even though it was very different, I'm still able to get an education. Some people cannot afford to go back to school, you know, because they haven't been able to work, you know, last summer or whatever the case was. Some people have to take care of sick parents or have to nurse themselves back to health, and so getting an education is not on the list. Some people don't have homes anymore. They're being kicked out of their homes because they cannot make rent. Some people are barely living paycheck to paycheck. And I'm not here to sit and gloat and say my life is so much better than any other person's. It's not. But just kind of realizing, you know, identifying your perspective and trying to imagine someone else's life without the things you have really helps you understand that you need to count your blessings in everything that you do, because what you have, what you think is not enough, someone else is begging for. And that is something that I always want to remember in this new year, in 2021, is to count my blessings no matter how big, how small, how miraculous they might seem, is to just be grateful for everything, for life, for the ability to breathe, for the ability to walk, for the ability to drive, to be able to travel, to not have to worry about, you know, where my next meal is going to come from, to have a roof over my head, close to where. That is just key for me this year, because I know I'm not better than the next person. I know I'm privileged in so many different ways that the next person wishes that they were. And I don't take that for granted at all. And I think this is a message I feel like people need to hear and understand. And it may seem obvious, but I think we always also forget to just be grateful, you know, to be thankful for where we at. To be thankful for where we're at currently. And so, yeah, there's so much I could say, but I just wanted to come on here and kind of keep this short and sweet and say that even though 2020 was an absolute gong show, I'm looking forward to 2021. I mean, we're already in 2021, but I'm very hopeful for this year, and I know it's going to be much better than last year because my outlook has changed. And no matter what situation I find myself in, I'm always going to be grateful and thankful for my blessings. And I hope you will be too. Yeah, so this is kind of a different video from, I suppose, what I normally film, but I feel like it's important, and it's just been a message that's been in my spirit for the longest time, and I thought I'd sit down and share this with you. I hope you found this useful, and I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you, like me, will also have an attitude of gratitude in 2021, because when it comes down to it, that's really all we can do sometimes. But yeah, that is everything I have to share with you guys for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because, you know, it really does help me. And don't forget to subscribe my channel if you're new and if you would like to. Thank you very much once again. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye!